Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another crazy month, movie month. This time we're doing another Michael Bay movie. This is from 2022, an American action thriller, and co-produced by between New Republic Pictures, Project X, Bay Films. It's based on a 2005 Danish film of the same name. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and Isa Gonzalez, and follows two adoptive siblings. Gyllenhaal and Abdul-Mateen turn bank robbers who hijack an ambulance and take the two first responders hostage in ambulance. Yeah. Talk about a crazy freaking movie. This is definitely a crazy film. Just like Six Underground, except it's a lot longer. I think, Six Underground was better because it was shorter. But anyway, this movie, it came out last year. It was in April. It came out like right before Sonic 2. Or around the same time as Sonic 2, before Morbius. And it cost $40 million and made 52, so a small profit. Probably one of the lowest grossing Michael Bay movies, mainly because people were tired of his crazy 2.5-hour movies that he did in the 2010s. That's kind of why. But yeah, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good. The film was first announced in 2015, and it went through several changes, I could tell. In 2020, Bay came on board to direct after the COVID because, again, disrupted his plans to shoot a different movie. Filming took place in Los Angeles in the midst of the pandemic with cinematographer Roberto De Angelis. During post-production, the film was edited by Pietro Scalia and the score was composed by Lauren Balfe. I think it's the same guy that did Mission Impossible Fallout. Ambulance was theatrically released, I know, blah, 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 by Universal. The film underperformed. Yeah, it could, because again, usually Bay's movies make a lot of money. With this one, people were like, nah, we're kind of tired of him. Grossing a $52 million. While the story drew some criticism, you've seen this story before. Bunch of guys do a heist, something goes wrong, and they take hostages along the way. We've seen this many times before. It's basically if you took Speed and put it in an ambulance car instead of a bus, basically, and the two villains are on the bus with them instead of from a distance. The film received praise for the direction and the action sequences. Oh yeah, the action's really well done. It's fluid. I can see what's going on. There's plenty of it. It's not like it drags, but there's like a huge chunk of the movie in the middle where there's subplots that go nowhere. There were some nice surprises. Like it was good to see Jen Prosk in a cameo. I missed her a lot since Vampires Suck. And you have a lot of Moses Ingram. Yes. The lady that was Reva in Obi-Wan is in the show. She's in 2 scenes, so you don't have to deal with her. She's Will Sharp's wife that has a baby. You have who else is in the movie? You have Jose Pablo Castillo as a gang member. You could have cut them out. The Hispanics in this movie, other than Isa Gonzalez, these Mexicans stereotypes, you could have cut them out of the movie entirely. They add nothing to the plot. They're just there to fill time. And, the diamonds are the main... I think they're diamonds, right? Yeah. Oh, no, the cash that they steal in the bank, they're the main draw. But, that's fine. But you didn't need the Mexicans in the movie. They're not needed. They're there to be the Spanish diversity hires. Isa is important to the plot. She's a first responder on the ambulance, and she saves a cop's life that's, mostly he's dying. He gets shot. Is a white Pedro Pascal. He asked this Asian girl on a date in a bank, and then he just gets shot. Of course, because... in this city, it's crazy. Violent. You have Keira O'Donnell as FBI agent Anson Clark. Yeah, you have Jackson White as Officer Zach, the one that gets shot. And there's a really gross scene where his spleen explodes and there's a lot of gore. Yeah, don't show your kids this movie. It's very violent. It is a R rating that earns it, and it's really, really intense. And the reception, it is what it is. It was projected to make $8 million. Variety believed that the comparatively lean production budget could soften the blow in the event that the film doesn't connect with audiences. It didn't, because the movie's very violent, and audiences have been trying to avoid violent movies. Except for John Wick or Joker, most movies that were R-rated, people avoided in the theater since the pandemic, mainly because they can't handle blood or the overly violent tone or bleak tone. They don't like that. That's why Black Adam didn't do well. Ambulance the consensus is, at top speed and with sirens wailing, ambulance comes riding to the rescue for audiences facing an emergency storage of Michael Bay action thrills. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We hadn't had a Michael Bay movie in the theater in a while, because the last Transformers movie was terrible. He did the last night, and that was awful. And yeah, the story and performances received some criticism. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal is overacting in this movie. Every scene that he's in the ambulance, he's yelling, screaming, and bug-eyed. And I'm like, we get it. He's a villain. Just like it was basically Mysterio without the illusions and without that freaking costume. That's what his performance reminded me of. But it was way too more over the top here. It says Gyllenhaal's acting was unconvincing. Yeah, I get it. And was poorly conceived, good guy in over his head. Yeah, Bay's addiction to confusion and pointlessness as operative visual narrative principles keep this from being in any way pleasurable. But no, I do enjoy the film. It's not his worst. His worst are like some of the Transformers sequels because they're overlong, boring, and they don't have anybody I can latch onto. And at least Isaac Gonzalez, they don't have to over sexualize her. She's fine as this, EMT. And she's willing to get blood on her face and willing to take the damage. She's a capable character in the movie. The other Spanish people are not needed. They could be cut entirely, and it would make the movie a lot shorter. But Bay has a problem with just doing a movie that's under 2 hours anymore. Every movie he does has to be over 2 hours, even with the end credits. It needed to be shorter. But anyway, the movie is what it is. It is crazy. You get a lot of crazy chase scenes, blood, violence, explosions up the max, a lot. So if you're looking for that, it's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it for free on there. You don't have to pay for it. And it was a little long. Like I said, they could have trimmed some characters out and some subplots. Just cut it here, and it would be fine. The bank heist, I get why they had to do that. That's the whole point of the movie. But the Spanish people with you didn't need them in the movie. They were there to fill time. But anyway, it is a fun movie. If you're looking for something different this month and you want to see crazy and something under 3 hours, then this is the movie for you. Not a masterpiece by any means, but it's not horrible. I've seen horrible this year. Anyway, that's my review of Ambulance from 2022. It is what it is, guys. Go in with an open mind. You'll probably be surprised. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.